This is a 2009 Washburn Nuno Bettencourt Signature model. It is a Davies 2.0. Now, there's a little bit of a funny story behind this thing. Some friends and I were talking about this guitar over the last several days because it was at Guitar Center used in Asheville. And all of us were debating whether we were going to get it or not. And I just drove up there one night. It's about an hour and a half from my house, and I didn't even plug it in. I just kind of held the guitar, and the first thing I noticed was this wear on the front of it. This guitar has been loved, and it has been played to where it has worn down the wood, and it looks so cool in person. Doesn't have any big dents or scratches or anything like that. Just has that little wear spot on the front of it. It did have the Stevens Extended Cutaway sticker, was about half worn off. I just went ahead and removed it. And it's got an alder body. It has got a bird's eye maple neck. And look how figured the bird's eye maple is on this thing. This has got one of the nicer necks that I've ever seen. But, I got the guitar, sent some pictures to some friends. I'm on my way home from Asheville. One of my friends hits me back and he says, "Man, that's a nice 2.0. I didn't even know it was Davies 2.0. Didn't even catch the fact that it had the covers like a Davies and the trim cavity like a Davies. And I guess when I was holding it in my hands at Guitar Center and I said, "Man, this thing feels so good." And I just bought it without even plugging it in. I guess that's what I was feeling because I've owned several Davies here in the last year. Some that I've restored and sold, including the 901 that I sold to Nuno Bettencourt, which is the first ever production N4 ever built. And I guess that's what I was feeling, but, this guitar just has an amazing feel to it. Look at the bird's eye maple neck on this thing. And like I said, it's got an alder body, and it's got that low profile, just like a 4N or just like a Davies. And it's just an awesome killer guitar. I had a 4N that I sold to a good friend of mine. And it's a very similar guitar. It feels almost identical, other than the neck's a little different. Because, the original 4N, the owner of that guitar, the original owner, sanded down the back of the neck some. And I think it was kind of more down towards the heel down here. This has got more meat on it down there. 4N has got a little bit thinner neck where it goes up to the body. That's really the only difference that I felt between the two. Other than that, of course, this one's got a Floyd nut on it, and a 4N has got a Kaler nut. So you do feel that difference. There's a little bit different angle that the strings are at. But, this thing feels just like a Davies. And it sounds like one too. It's got a great sound. It's got a great feel. This is probably the best playing N4 that I've bought outside of the 901 that I sold to Nuno. It just plays great. It sounds great. I didn't have to do anything to it. I put a new pot on it because the original pot kind of had a little bit of a rattle to it. And all I did was put strings on it and set it up to, having tens on it and a half step down. That's all I've had to do to this guitar, and it is just absolutely awesome and just a killer guitar. And I just love this N4. This is what an N4 is supposed to be. I recently sold the walnut that I had because I had a lot of money tied up in it, and I just didn't like the sound that it put out. It had a really different sound to it. The walnut was very dense, very heavy, and it just didn't sound like an N4, and it had kind of a quack to it that I didn't like. So it had to go. So I'm glad I've got this one now. And I'm going to do a comparison video with this and the 97 Chicago Flame Top that I just got, because they're two totally different guitars. I love both of them for what they are, but they're two totally different guitars. So thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe, like the video. I normally don't sell that stuff on my YouTube channel because I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm not one of these guys that makes these big fancy videos. I just like sharing N4s that either I have bought or restored or plan on selling. This one I plan on keeping. Also, the 97 that I've got, I plan on keeping as well. I just have no issues with these at all. They're just two awesome, beautiful guitars. And it's crazy that both of these walked into my life in the same week. But needless to say, my friends that were looking at getting this guitar, they really should have got it because it's really an awesome killer guitar. And like I said, that wear down there is just so cool. And most N4 guys dig that. Really great feeling guitar, and it just plays great. I can't stress enough how great it plays. We'll see you next time. You guys have a good one.